Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you a weekend of meals and a grocery shop with me. First, I'm starting off by making jalapeno popper egg rolls. And how I'm doing this is I'm just putting my sliced jalapenos with the seeds removed onto my food chopper and just getting them chopped up really finely with the smallest blade that this chopper has so that they're really itty bitty. Next, I'm doing the same thing with onion, and I'm going to be putting onion and jalapeno peppers as well as cream cheese, cooked sausage, and a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese into these egg roll wrappers. I'm not the kind of person that does a whole lot of meal prep, but I did make this filling for these egg rolls the day before, and it helped out so much as far as motivation to make these egg rolls at all. I just put all of the ingredients into a microwave safe dish and put it in my refrigerator until the next day. When I was ready to use it, I just put it in the microwave and heated it up until everything was melty and I could mix it up and then put the egg rolls together. So in this clip, you see me putting a half a block of cream cheese, about a handful of sharp cheddar cheese, and the peppers and the onions as well as the sausage into the bowl and putting the lid on. And then when I was ready to use it, I just microwaved it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then when it was warm and melty, I just mixed it up. And then here I am assembling the egg rolls. And now this is the part I just really want to stress. It just does not matter how pretty they are or how perfect they are, because mine definitely are not perfect. But as long as you get them sealed up inside, or as long as you get the egg roll wrappers sealed properly so nothing is falling out, it all works out in the end. And it tastes just as good whether the wrappers are nice and neat and perfect or not. So once I had all of my egg rolls rolled up, I just put them in a preheated air fryer and then brushed them with some olive oil. And I just kept an eye on them, and when they looked like this, I took them out. And they were so delicious. They were a big hit with the family. Definitely will be making these again. Very simple egg roll. And I wish I could get a better shot of the inside for you, but they were just really good. They were crispy and the filling is just awesome. So I will be making these again. Hey, so I'm sharing this recipe by Giada just so that you can see how the recipe is supposed to go, and then I'll show you how it played out for me. So to start, I'm putting some olive oil and some chopped onion into a pot, and the recipe calls for onions, which I did not, or I'm sorry, carrots, which I did not have. So I did have a pack of frozen peas and carrots in my freezer, so I picked out some of the carrots, and this is how things go for me, just showing you. um, Anyway, so that was just behind the scenes. So I'm also adding a spoonful of minced garlic. I did have fresh garlic, but I did not feel like messing with it, so I just used the minced. And then also it called for chicken broth. I'm using Better Than Bouillon, and it's beef, but it worked. Okay, so we like a little bit of heat in a lot of stuff. So I do tend to add crushed red pepper to many dishes when it doesn't even call for crushed red pepper, but that's our family. That's what we prefer, so that's what I used. And so I'm just mixing that all up together, and I'm adding a can of diced tomatoes and getting that all mixed in a little. And then I'm going to go back in with my measuring cup, also known as the tomato can, and I'm going to add 4 cans of water. And then 1 cup of rinsed lentils. Some black pepper, of course. And some salt. On the side, I have another small pan that I'm going to cook some elbow macaroni. Oh, about this much. I don't remember how much the actual recipe called for because I didn't follow it, just like always. So my lentils are cooking, and then once the pasta is ready, I put that in. And so it begins. And the soup does taste better after you let it simmer for a while, but we were impatient as always, so we just ate it right away while the broth was still pretty thin. And with this lentil soup, you want to add a drizzle of olive oil. So I'm using my spritzer, which isn't very spritzy. It's more of a olive oil stream. So it was perfect for adding that drizzle of olive oil to this lentil soup. And don't skip this part because it's really makes the soup very flavorful. And then some Parmesan cheese. A lot of Parmesan cheese, please. And this was so good. Bill was really surprised that he liked it. It's not something that I make very often, but I really should because we really like it a lot. Well, it's no secret that I've been failing in the grocery shopping department of life. So I thought it would be a nice day to go to Horrocks and pick up some produce. And then in my mind, I thought I will go to Sam's Club and get a meat haul, and then I would be pretty set and I'd be out of the house, and maybe it would be fun to do some shopping. And anyway, here's how that panned out. So normally I love coming to Horrocks and going through all of their big bins of produce and seeing all the fresh fruits and veggies. Oh, and all the wine. No, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm just making my way through the store, and I picked up some peppers and some cherries so far. I stopped to, I really wanted some raspberries, but there weren't any, so we got strawberries. I considered a watermelon, but I wasn't really going to pay $12 for a watermelon. So moving on, Oh, I just keep getting sidetracked by the wine. I don't know. I'm not really that much of a wine drinker, but every now and then I get a bottle. So, anyhow, I wanted some zucchini. I've been craving zucchini, and there aren't too many vegetables that I can digest, but every now and then my stomach tells me what it wants, and I listen. So, I checked out the corn on the cob, but it didn't really look that great to me. So I thought it's not worth the effort. I'm not going to set myself up to have to clean it up when I know there's going to be days coming up where I don't actually want to cook and then I don't want it to go to waste. So I passed on the corn, and now I'm coming around to the lovely greens, and some of the more unusual vegetables. Just giving a quick look. Not sure about any of that stuff, mostly because I don't know how to cook it. So, anyway, here are the big piles of greens, and I even considered this, but I knew I had already bought some canned glory greens because I'm not really familiar with how to make fresh greens, but I am interested in trying. So, maybe another day. And then here I'm just going into the what I call the cold room. It's where they keep the cheeses and the milk and eggs and some of the like sausages and whatnot. In the wintertime, I don't come in here very often because it's so cold in this room and you have to have your coat on to come into it. So anyway, I did pick up some chicken legs and some eggs and some milk while I was here. And here I am just coming past the section where you can get soups and pizzas and pies and things like that. I really do like this section when I'm looking for a quick lunch, but I'm making my way to the coffee because why not? It's free. And so I thought I'd look and see what they had on tap and then see if I wanted a cup of it. But they didn't have the coconut flavor that I like to get here. So I just gave it a look-see and then went on my merry way. No coffee for me today. That's all right. So anyway, the store was pretty loud. I have sections where I left the volume turned on so you could just see how loud the store was this day. I generally like to come early in the morning, when there's not as many people and it's pretty quiet. But this was a busy weekend and there were lots of people to walk around. Um, Ooh, I wanted to swim in those peanuts. Anyway, um, it was a little bit nerve-wracking for me, and I found myself just wanting to hurry up and get out of there. So, ooh, nice fanny pack. And yeah, you can drink beer while you're shopping here. They have a wine and beer tasting or bar area. Anyway, there's more wine. And so I was looking for asparagus, and so I finally found the guy who was stocking asparagus. But after giving it a look, it looked like sticks. So I was like, nobody wants to eat that. Pass on that too. Back to the wine. Well, at this point, I was thinking I want to hide. I wanted to get away from all the people, but I ducked behind the wine rack and was going to just go down the aisle and work my way toward the front so that I could pay and get out of there. This poor guy probably thinks I'm stalking. Anyway, I did pick up a bottle of wine, of pineapple rosé. Sounded good. I probably won't drink much of it, but I wanted to give it a taste. nectarines. So I picked up one for each of us, just 4 of them. I really hate to buy a lot of produce because it tends to just go to waste if we don't eat it right away. And so I decide at this point that I will go by the flower and plant section, the indoor plant section, because they do have a really big garden center outside where you can buy a lot of plants for like your garden and your landscaping and whatnot. But this is what they have on the inside of the store, and this is where I get a lot of my house plants. I always come down here and check this rack for their little, you know, $1.99 to $5 plants, but they didn't have anything that I didn't already have at home, although I seem to have a hard time resisting buying new plants, but I didn't get one this day. So a very quick down like the candy section. I just stopped to check out these vegetable chips on this side just because interesting. Green bean, banana, okra chips, and then what are these? Oh, the mixed vegetable chips. Those look kind of good. I think I must have been a little vitamin deficient because all of the vegetables were sounding good to me, but whoa, look at that. Okay, so these are the confections and like the gummy worms and caramel apples. So just going past all that to the popcorn. So I like to grab a bag of popcorn from here every now and then. I should have gone with the peanut butter, but I got the birthday cake. I don't like birthday cake flavored anything. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, time to get out of here. Well, that was stressful for me. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Sometimes when I go in places that are really busy and full of people like that, I just have to sit in my car and just decompress. So I'm trying out this, what is this stuff? The birthday cake popcorn, and I'm not a big fan of it. I had a piece. It's all right. But, I mean, I know that Cameron and Bill probably like it, so they'll eat that. They'll finish it off. It wasn't a waste of money, but it's just not for me. So anyway, I'm just sitting here thinking, catching my breath, having a sigh, having a moment in my car. I plan to go out to Sam's, but I have issues sometimes with social anxiety. I don't know if I can do Sam's, so I don't know. Maybe I'll find another store. I need to get some meat. I need to get some meat in our house so that tomorrow when I go back to work, oh, I look horrible. Oh, anyway, I can do this. It's okay. It's okay. Well, we'll see what I get. Alright, I'm back home, so I'm going to show you what I got at the stores. So here is that soup that I put in a freezer bag to go into the freezer. And I'm just going to unbag this stuff and show you what I picked up as I'm unbagging, just to kind of save time. And, you know, you already saw me putting most of the stuff in my cart, so I'm just taking out those chicken legs, and I did pick up some smoked sausage in the cold room and a gallon of milk. We needed milk. We were totally out of milk. That really doesn't ever happen, but I have not been keeping up with my Walmart grocery orders. So, I mean, you'd think with all the convenience of just ordering and picking up that I'd be able to stay on top of that, but even that's been hard for me lately, and I have no excuses. It just is what it is. So anyway, I'm getting all of the stuff out of the bags. I did end up going to Save a Lot right around the corner from our house and picking up some other meat. I wanted to go to Sam's, but it just wasn't going to happen. I did not have the mental capacity to walk through a big warehouse and deal with Sam's Club crowd on the weekend. I really don't like to go into stores and shop too often. I do a lot of ordering online, or I go really early in the morning when the crowds are smaller and the checkout lines are shorter. and when I have more energy. This was, a day after a 6-day work week and my only day off, so I just could not do Sam's. And that's all right. I made it work. We have food in our house. So anyway, I'm just getting all of this stuff out. I got the peaches, the peppers, the zucchini, some green onions, my bottle of wine, which I had a really hard time getting out of the bag because it was so humid and it was sweating inside of there. So, what do I have going on here? Some grape tomatoes, the cherries, the strawberries, the chicken. I got a huge pack of hamburger and a couple of packs of thick cut steaks. I did pick up more chicken legs because they were part of a pick 5 for $19.99 sale at Save a Lot. So I did get some really thin cut steaks for the guys to cook on a night that I might be at work and they want to have, meat, duh. They're guys. So anyway, I'm just putting my eggs into the container to go into the fridge. I like them to be handy. And I did pick up a couple packs of ribs also. So moving on to dinner that night, we made the thick steaks. And at this time, it was just the 2 boys and myself because Bill unfortunately had an emergency at work that he had to go in for. So I just made our dinner and then made his when he was on his way home later that night. He did not get home until about 9 p.m. So I just made his steak exactly the same as I did ours. So I made some green beans because Cameron isn't a fan of zucchini, and I wasn't really sure if Dawson was either, so I wanted to have another vegetable as an alternative. So I'm just going to saute this zucchini with some Mrs. Dash chipotle something or other seasoning, and then I'm adding some of the onions. I usually keep some onions chopped up in a Ziploc bag in my refrigerator. Now that I have that cool veggie chopper, it makes it so easy to just have them on hand all the time. I did pick up these sliced mushrooms at Horrocks, and I really appreciate having them already sliced up for me. I do appreciate having a shortcut here and there. It really helps with my sanity. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed and, I'm not making any excuses. It just is what it is. Life can be overwhelming sometimes. So I flip these steaks over and then I just hit them with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and I have some steak seasoning on them. I generally don't make steak, Bill does, but they were good. If it hadn't been so hot and rainy and stormy, I would have maybe attempted to go out and cook them on the grill, but this is what we ended up doing for that night, and it was delicious. I have some steak sauce in a little side dish and some cherries to go with mine, and yeah, I did burn the end of that steak, but it was just a piece of fat on that end, so, the rest of it was cooked well done. I do like them a little bit more rare, but everybody else likes well done, so I just go with it. And so to end my weekend and the last night, Sunday night, I just ended with folding up all the laundry I'd been working on. I did do our bedding that day. I'll spare you that. I'm just showing you that, I had stacks and stacks, and at this time I was like, I gotta sit down and do this. But I was not nearly as tired as my dogs were that day. So, yeah, I'll just end with that. So, Buddy and Champ. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch my video and going shopping with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can see more of my videos in the future. Bye for now.